yourself.
And you know the vibe is right. She's a bad mother sucker. Yeah. She's a bad mother sucker. Let's go to the corner. Every Wednesday night, so Shim is hosting.
Be on the corner too.
So you know that shit is tight. That corner's a she's a bad mother sucker. Yeah. She's a mother sucker.
She give me some ass. Hood respect only come when you're dealing in 3 C's, cars, codes, and cash. Now my soul feel more filthy than my flesh. Competed with niggas on the lower level to show who got next. So my energy I must protect. All ego I project, not realizing it's all just a test. You see, I'm in a cage, but the fake attention is strengthening me. It conditioned me. I slow down and stabilize my energy so they could finally fucking see. But I wore so many masks, I forgot who I used to be. It's hard to be me when I turn my back on me, changing myself for those out themselves collide me, man, out of my soul and my body are miles apart. Jogging backwards on the back of bitches' back, no conscience, no heart. Shadow boxing in the dark, mask in my phone. I've been praying while fucking rawness don't produce a newborn. Not getting head is foreign. I erase your motherfucking memories if your sex is born. I've been treating women like shit because I remember respecting when I treated them good. Now understanding it's broken by fuck boys who was broken by fuck girls up no good. I've been feeling like an alien being raised in a hood, trapped in a repetitive stage, a slave so I behave. I'm trying to crack the algorithm so I get to the final stages. Damn near impossible to be original surrounded by people that's miserable, man. You come up with a new style, nigga, try to copy or kill you. Don't you understand you not being the real you? We can never be equal. You the same nigga that think you the shit because you master hurt your own people. I'm Tyson, you Boosie. Oh, but you think we the same because we both fuck bitches wrong. We don't know their last name. Your celestial frame couldn't maintain a fuck game. I've been trying to help you, but you just keep trying to try me. Just a grown boy in a man's body was a huddled up by your fucking daddy or mommy. That's why I be auditing my circle. I be protecting my space. Niggas always talk about unconditional love, but never bring up unconditional hate. Analyzing every move you make so with their own play, because a nigga will actually fuck your baby mother. Just a smile up in your face. I wanted to die for my respect. I don't have no identity. So for these chains around my neck, nigga, you got to kill me. I've been doing hand-to-hand combat with niggas who lack empathy. So I pop in the most disrespectful thing money can buy, bitch. Remember me? But I'm still able to fulfill his false insecurity. A real man can look another man in his eyes and judge what you can, nigga. Fuck these bars. Our scars not the same. You would never laugh at another black man if you could feel his pain. It's not a game. I'm playing for keeps. Cutting off niggas, men, they think we the same. I noticed when I got a couple diamonds in my mouth and gold chains, things started to change. You see, you lose your pussy power, the nigga always been the fuck. I've been dealing with women that's willing to prostitute themselves potential few bucks. When I reflect back, I'm not sure who's getting fucked, them or me. Because even though that was years ago, I'm still trying to move these masks so I can get back to being me.
I was always told to swallow my fears and follow my dreams. But in the midst of following my dreams, they got postponed by rivers, lakes, and streams. And how could I forget some of them no good friends trying to scheme? And all those nights that I would cry and at the top of my lungs, I would scream. You see, but what I learned is that pain makes for good poetry. I said pain makes for good poetry. I said pain makes for good poetry. And if there's one thing I know is poetry. You see, poetry is the embryo to my ovaries. So no negativity around me. I got to feed my baby them good groceries. You see, I'm on the cusp of a birth that I didn't even think was possible. Because for far too long, I've been conditioned to think my happiness was only optional. You see, I never understand how I cry and you'll find that shit comical. But I guess I should have cared more about myself. So honestly, I was irresponsible. But thank God for this pen and paper. Creative juices flowing, smoking my weed through a vapor. You see, I'm realizing that loyalty kept me in situations that common sense should have kept me out of. Dummy. Not only did I let you play with my time, effort, and attention, but I also let you abuse my money. You see, sometimes life is funny. You just don't want to laugh when it's you. Had me so out of touch with myself that poetry, I wouldn't even pursue. So honestly, this apology is long overdue. So to the art of poetry, please forgive me for not following through.
If 80s babies are Generation X, then what do you call the next and why are they so lost? Influenced by fast cars and trap stars, but these is what they call real niggas, only because the money comes fast. But there's always a money trail, whether you end up in hell out on bail, there's always that money trail. But well, these people come on the corner like, smoke some. And then the DA got him and my boy talking up some. Hell, he'll tell on his mama if he give him less time. But that's what I guess y'all call a nigga on his grind. I say when you in the gutter, you bound to find all kind of rats. Hood rats and niggas who chit-chat too much but won't bust a grape at a fruit stand. But because he talk the talk and he walk the walk, see, y'all will think he's the man. You see, my left don't know no right unless it's right down to the biz. I try to tell the kids to be more than just that nigga. I mean, go out the bigger legit figures. You see, I know y'all saying I can't work the 9 to 5 for no crackers. But you see, our minds are set up for disaster because we want the money faster than we can afford to make it. But then we get mad when them same crackers try to come and take it. So I say, be true to yourself, whether a black king or queen. Stop falling for that white man schemes or that dead man dreams, because if you stand for nothing, then you'll fall for anything, and you too will become that nigga.
The city is full of mourning mothers, just as in ancient days, wailing with lungs too dry to draw breath. Empty womb misfits, children torn from their bodies and cast aside like disregarded refuse, misused, unloved, and forgotten. The city is full of mourning mothers. They wander around lost in a daze, unfazed by the life that continues to move on without them. They hear the long gone laughter and reach for the outstretched hands that no longer dwell in the land of the living. They shuffle along, haunted by the memories of their lost loved ones, gone too soon. Empty shells of their former selves, they've been placed on shelves in the basements of lost remembrances and labeled damaged goods, beaten down by the hood and the slave catchers who run it, told we may never find out who done it. But we all know who pulled the trigger, who fired the gun, who sold them the drugs, who shouted, "Run, nigga, run," who shot them in the backs of squad cars and in dark alleys as they were lying face down, hands cuffed behind their backs. We've all been appraised of the so-called facts. We all know who shot them dead. It was the same motherfuckers we hired to protect and serve. They were killed by the Brotherhood. Men wearing white hoods masked by blue badges, marked for death simply because of the color of their skin. And because of those badges, will get fucked once again. And justice will not be served. The city is full of mourning mothers. Each and every one of them the same. Empty-armed, broken-hearted silhouettes of their former selves. Hands needing, arms needing empty wounds, needing to hold on to their lost loved ones who are gone but not forgotten. Oh yes, the city is full of mourning mothers. Mothers haunted but forever by freedom's non-existent ringing.
The last minutes on earth, I hope and pray that I'm forgiven again. And though I pray to the ancestors and the source now, when I wrote this, it was to Jesus Christ I confessed my sins. Like, dear Lord, on bended knees, I'm here once again. I repent of my sins, and right now, take me back again, like to when I was 15, and we spoke as friends. Please, forgive me of my wrong acts, and every wrong word I have spoken out of line. Can you retract or subtract from the sins where I believe I failed the hardest, like putting my divorce on display for some cash, a room, and 30 minutes of stardom? Divorce court, George Maybelline. That one day turned to 3 days. It only felt like 6 hours. But if it was really my time to go, I really don't have to recite no more. As a matter of fact, I don't have to get hyped no more. The last minutes on earth before I take my last breath, I'm writing. so that the angel of death will be impressed by the skills represented. I promise to write and rhyme until my soul has ascended. That time is ended. So now I must return this body that I rented in the beginning. Some 12,640 odd days that I was given. In the 16th hour, these words was written. The end is near. First trumpet I can hear. Heart filled with fear. Reminiscing on the past years with bloody tears. Praying that I'm forgiven of my sins. Beating on the gates of heaven. Hoping they let me in. I feel myself being lifted. But see, my body still grounded next to a flaming mountain because the second angel sounded. The fish is dead. And now the sea is turning red from where the mountain bled. I forced the seal upon my head. See no one would coming. So I fled to the part of the earth where I'll be hidden. In Revelations 8 and 12, it states the son will be smitten. Yes, it was written. And I believe it like a Christian. The very words that was here in my beginning is 300 seconds to my ending. The last minute. That's it.
Wait, boy, what a speed round that was, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, and I love when we come through here and we just shoot the freaking club up, man. That was freaking amazing. Even more amazing than y'all, I did not know the king was gonna come through like that, y'all. I was over here a little bit sweating, but then once he came, I was like, yo, we in the house, so let's go. Welcome back to another week, man. Y'all know I'm bringing dope poets from around the world, and we slanging that dope. So when it comes to the corner, this ain't nothing different. Y'all know we ain't never humping around when it comes to us. And if y'all celebrated 4th of July and that's part of y'all routine, me too. So who cares what everybody think, man? Sometimes that's just our roots, man. And roots keep us grounded. So now I know when I celebrate Independence Day, I know the real reason why I celebrate Independence Day. All of us mofos is independent from something. It might be a relationship. It might be a job. It might just be negativity. I don't care what it is. Baby, celebrate your independence. We up through there. I was with all the fireworks and boom, boom, and crack, dooms. You already know what it is. So we is packed for another show, y'all. And I am so excited this week to bring it on, man. My first guest, man, he just ended the speed round. So y'all already know how we coming, man. This king right here, the reason I was so surprised, because I caught this king on a blessing for real, y'all. He was on a poetry hotline, and y'all know me. When I see an opportunity, I come a knocking. I was beating on the door like, oh, y'all, somebody come on, let's come on to the corner. And the king answered, y'all, and that was a blessing. So I'm thankful to have him on here. Man, not only can y'all catch him on here, but on Wednesdays, y'all can catch him doing his own open mic thing where he do comedy and poetry. He's going to come tell us about it. I'm so excited to hear what he got going on, man. He's a motivational speaker. He's a performer. He's a host. Hell, if he get all that wrong, he's a life coach too. So y'all check the team out, man. Greg DMC. Let's go.
I'm telling y'all that a king's crown on the wrong shoulders is deadly. So much so that many men refuse to wear it. Some have switched sides, died, and even committed suicide, unable to bear it. You see, this world makes it hard. Because as a man, I'm expected to be the expression and image of what many call God. No, it's not my head that's heavy, y'all. Wow.
Hey, what it do? I'm trying to drop all these comments, man. These folks is coming through. They like, you say your pack went in here, but PPC got your back. I see Greg going on through this thing. I see Tribal going on through here, John going through. PPC got y'all back. So what's up, King? How you feeling tonight, man?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Truly honored to be here. Truly honored to be here, trying to get this mic right, this camera right.
Hey, man, you gonna get it. You gonna get it, man. The blessing is all ours. Like I said, I caught you on a poetry line, and I always take an opportunity. I was just like, man, all these poets, I might as well go for it. And you jumped on. So I love it, man. How long have you been doing this thing I call and I love poetry, man? How long have you been doing it?
I've been writing since I was 8, but I've been on the poetry scene for like, I want to say almost 20 years.
Okay.
Almost 20 years, man. I started out rapping and like literally was like, okay, well, rapping wasn't going nowhere. People was getting killed. Deals wasn't going through the right way. Studios being robbed, losing. I'm like, you know what? I'm going.
He was like, wait a minute, this shit is too gangster for me. What's the secondary? Can I go poetry? Can I go poetry? I feel you on that, man. Poetry get kind of gangster too now. Don't sleep on us, man. Our pen is a deadly damn weapon.
Man, I got pulled into one of the hardest gangster set in Chicago called Poet. Like, big ups to Black Ice. Man,
hey man, he's on the show on the 26th. He's on the 26th. He's coming on July 26th, man. He's gonna come tell the showdown so everybody will know a little bit about Black Ice, the Chicago legend. So he will be here. But what's the first piece you're gonna hit us with tonight, man? You know I'm factual. I'm so excited to get to it. What's the first piece?
Man, sis. I'm gonna hit you with this piece called Proof. It's called The Proof, but I'm more of a religious poet. Like I did the whole religious thing and ended up where I'm at now. So I always give shout outs to it. And you know what I mean? If you're rocking with it, you're rocking with it. It's just like everybody don't know the truth, but it's somebody.
I don't hate on it. I don't hate on it. I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual. So with that being said, let's take flight.
Deeply spiritual.
Let's go. So let's see if we can move some spirits and shake some rooms around here. Let's go.
All right, let's see. I say, by the time you hear this, it's my hope that you can listen. Meaning you can read between the lines for the signs as I speak this vision, like how salvation without the army, well, that's the soup kitchen of all missions. I flow beyond this time. I wrote this one in the 5th dimension. See, with the owl holding my pearls, it's clear eyes making decisions. I'm precise when I write, so my words pinpoint precision. It's point blank range when I'm spitting, so no question if this is hitting. Plus, I'm gifted with the ability to speak to your spirit, so later on, you'll tell your people to listen, like, okay, now I get it. Whether you see the art or not, my job is to paint the picture. Like Michelangelo and Picasso, skills mirror Da Vinci. Flow spiritual, so like Jesus, I know I sent me. I sat on the circle 7. It's impossible to spin me. Studied the ancient text, now the Hosea represents me. And I believe in oneness now, so there's no use in going against me. You may look at me like the next man, well, at least in my stature or my build. Or you may be able to read my aura, my chakras, my energetic fields. Hell, wait. Some of y'all don't even know what I mean. But based on my skin tone and hair texture alone, you should see me as a king. And I'm more than qualified to also be called a priest. Though I've sold drugs to a lot of people in this world. And at one point, I was known as a heavy in the streets. But then I willingly went into the jails at least once a week to deliver this message to the prophets stuck in the belly of the beast. See, I'm destined to fulfill my calling by uplifting the fallen when I speak. And I could hold the office of a pastor or a prophet, but I choose to only speak and teach because our breach the code of ethics been a little hardcore with the message due to the caliber of the crowds I'm sent to reach. You know, those of you who ain't jaded, baited, or motivated by these watered down messages, to be honest, most of y'all used to hearing scriptures out of context get conformed to the lifestyles of the messengers or the culture of the church. So based on your denomination and the population, there's a certain preparation to what messages you'll get to hear first. Now, there's lots of few of y'all right there. It's quite common with this piece. So you go to church to hear the message, and later on in the week, you see the same exact lesson taught on TV. And like me, the first few times you hear it, you feel it like, yeah, that's a confirmation in the spirit. But once you live in the spirit, operate through the spirit, and understand the spirit, you notice the difference. That's not the way the spirit works, but how this religious system functions. See, a spiritual confirmation requires a compensation, and that's a physical evidence to your spiritual unction. This is considered deep, but this is the true sincere meat. You've been trained your whole life to drink the milk and mush of the word, so you never learned how to use your spiritual teeth. And it takes work to chew this type of meat. Otherwise, this is something that you can't swallow. It's not that the message is too deep, it's just that you've been conditioned to believe in messages that are way too shallow. And you got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter where ones become quitters, eager to just follow. Now, I understand the smug faces. I ain't here to plead those cases. To be honest, this message is only designed to reach a few. Those of you who can study to show yourselves approved as a workman who need not be ashamed and rightly divide the words of truth. For you, this is proof. I am proof. And that's that.
Well, I ain't gonna say it was a heavenly message, but it was definitely a message, man.
Yo,
let's go.
I love it. I mean, them words, bruh. You said spiritual. I ain't know you was finna hit that hard. You know I'm gonna have to do a rewind and do a double take on that. Yo, I was over here like I had to mute myself literally because when y'all get crunk, I do too. When y'all start moving the room, I be all in the background like, let's get him, bro. Go, bro. You know, I be wide open. So I literally have to mute myself to try to keep myself on the calm. Yo, that was dope as the flicker flacker, man. So what inspired that piece? Was you sitting in the corner one night and just tapped into a whole nother side of you, or like what? Just tell me what inspired the piece. Let me
man. So like outside of the whole life coaches, before I became a life coach, I was a licensed ordained minister, church planner, chaplain assistant. And one of the things in the chaplaincy was going into Cook County Jail. and speaking to the prisoners. And at one point, I was in boot camp with the organization that was coming to allow people to come speak to us. I was like, man, when I get out of here, I'm doing that. Like, I'm gonna do
Okay.
that when I get out of here. And sure enough, I did. And for 5 years straight, that's what I did. When I got out, it was like, hey, it's Christ or nothing. I'm going the Jesus route. It's that. And I got to studying. Then I slipped up and got to studying for myself outside of the religious organizations and everything. And it was like, oh, wait a minute.
That's
Hold on,
when
it's
it
deeper
clicked.
than
I
that.
already know. That's when it came. Yeah, that's when it clicked. That's when it was like, oh, wait a minute. I'll put some pieces together that I can really use to
Yeah,
manifest my outcome for real. Like, yeah, I think that is beautiful. I think your writing is beautiful. Thank you for the dopeness of, I mean, you got the comments lit up, King. So, you know what I
man.
mean? Like I said, the pack is all the way behind your back, man. So, thank you for coming. Don't go nowhere because I can't wait for the second piece, man. But you
Oh
already
yeah,
know what
I'm
it
here.
is. We got to bring our next guest up, man. Let me hit the button. Bro, my next guest, man, look. When I seen this one right here, y'all, I call this one right here. I call this queen right here a vet of this poetry thing. This queen is a multi-talented, multi-recorded, published artist. So performing on the stage is nothing new. Rocking with some of the best legends and leaders in this spoken word game. And the list is no short list, y'all. So I'm just gonna tap in on a few of her dopeness. Malcolm Jamal, a Bliss, Georgia Me, Nappy Roots, Black Ice, which is coming on the show, Ashanti, and the list goes on. And the list goes. So I'm just gonna stop right there, y'all. But she's an activist. She's out here making sure that her words and her movement match her talents to help fight against modern day slavery. And y'all know it's no shortcoming as I welcome this multi-nominated, award-winning queen, bro. Tribal Rain. Come on through, baby.
At last, thank God Almighty, we're free at last. But are we? Are we really free? Is freedom the state in which we find ourselves after 450 plus years? Are we really free? Do we own our own equality in the land of the free and the home of the brave, or are we enslaved? Physically, mentally, and spiritually. Is freedom really free, or is it merely an optical illusion? Something that looks good on paper, but when it comes right down to it, they lie. Our government lies.
Oh man, you see how excited I got, y'all? That's how the dopeness be for real. I get so excited when I run into people that really, when I see them and they inspire me. And she's one of them people, man. Tribal, what's up, Queen?
What's up? How are you?
Hey, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. Blessed and highly favored. A blessing to have you on here tonight. That speed round was amazing. So I already know, man, how you finna come for the rest of the night. So I'm just trying to strap in and get ready for this, man. What's up? Like, I am so excited, man. Like,
Thank you. Thank you.
so let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So these books that we got published and like where can I find them? You know what I'm saying? And
I am also a publisher with 150 authors under our publishing company, Prismatic Dreams Publishing. I
y'all
have
heard that?
my own, and I'm currently working on 3. To get the books, you can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, direct message me via email, tribalrain@gmail. So yeah.
Oh, that what's up. That better be your husband on that post. I know it is. I'm just joking. Because I know he listening. He talking about, yeah, she looking good. Yeah, I'm putting all the posts up, King. They all rolling across that thing. But definitely so to have that many published works under your, how does that feel to help so many people see their dreams come alive? I didn't even know you had that many up under your belt, honestly.
It is a wonderful feeling because not only are we publishing regular authors, we also do a lot of book publishing for prisoners and folks who are in jail who are innocent and they get to tell their story. So we're doing good work.
Oh, that's what's up. That's going to be the bomb.com because I think that's one of the things that made me remember you because people, as long as they have their books printed up, their loved ones can get in contact with y'all and y'all figure out a way to get their stuff published and out there to the world. And that's one of the things that I love because the queen is always giving back in so many different ways. And that's just one of her ways that she give back to the community is making sure that the art of poetry and the art of writing and storytelling don't die.
This is true. And
So
it works out because for those who don't have a lot of funds, we are a grassroots organization. We don't charge a lot at all. We generally work with you.
hey, that's what I'm talking about. You cannot go wrong with that. So we definitely have to we talked about how you help others publish. When we come back, we definitely got to get into the books that you have published or the book, your book. Not the books you publish, because you've published so many books. We have to get into your book and we have to talk about the book and you have to let us know where we can find it, what it's about. And we also have to tap into the fact of how it feels to have so many accolades under that belt of yours. I mean, to be such a small woman, you holding a steady belt, that weight belt getting heavy over that queen, no facts.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what's the first piece you're going to hit us with?
Black happened.
All right, man. Y'all heard it first, man. The queen is about to bless us. So let me get on up out her way. I'm out.
We heard whispered words of warning echoing on the wind, and still we charge full speed ahead. Not looking back, never looking back, so we didn't see the demons that were chasing us. See, people, history is trying to erase us, trying to eradicate our genetic code from the book of life. But the melanin in our skin can't be wiped away with an eraser. The breath of life can't be redacted from our lungs. See, you can't go back to Genesis and take back Adam's rib. Eve existed. She did. And she gave birth to nations, a Black woman. What can I say? Black happened. And it can't be wiped off. It won't be wiped out, no matter how hard you try. No matter how deeply it may gall your pride, we won't be silenced by your genocides, by your quiet attempts to snuff us out. We won't be bound by your pitiful endeavors to enslave us, degrade us, or portray us as less than human, because we're here, and here is where we'll remain. See, we stand tall despite our pain, and the trees transplanted onto our backs will not break, no matter how many lashes they give. We'll implant our feet firmly into the soil, brace our backs to the winds, lift our eyes to the skies, firmly set our chins and shout, we stand. And the lineages that creep up from the cracks of our ancestral existence are persistent and unyielding. We remain. From the moment Adam and Eve were tossed from the Garden of Eden, our survival skills were honed and mastered, and we overcame. Shit, we overcome. Following the footsteps of Harriet, the torches of Nat, the battle cries of Malcolm, the prayers of Martin, and the bloody trails left by warriors with names that are too numerous to count. Black happened. And it's not a sin. It's not a mistake. People, it's not even a punishment. See, Black is a gift of royalty, a mastery, a blessing. Black is what happened when God spoke and the world spun into existence. See, this moment right here, this moment is our living testimony because we are here. We stand strong. We remain, and Black happened. Peace.
Boy, no cap. Like if I took this cap off, you'll still be locked and loaded like me. Let's go.
Hey, yo, for real, Shim, I'm trying to tell you, no cap. I'm all in the background talking, didn't even blink myself up. I'm like, Shim, for real, for real. No, yeah, definitely. That was definitely the truth, Queen. Where inspired the piece?
Actually, my husband.
Okay, let's talk about it.
We were actually in Rhode Island at the time, and him and a friend of mine were having a conversation, and he just said the words Black happened, and I was like, ooh, that's a poem right there. I'm gonna go with that, and I'm gonna work it around what's going on right now and let them know that Black is still beautiful. Black is here and it's gonna remain here.
Facts on that. I watched that yesterday, and people don't even realize that we took something that's not even for us anymore, turned it into one of the biggest celebrations. They partied yesterday. Firework Black happens. We overcome. We do a lot of magical, wonderful things. So that poem right there is so relevant. How long ago did you write the piece?
Oh, I want to say maybe 3 years.
Hey, it's one of them. It's one of those pieces that's gonna last with the test of times. So I love the fact that I love relevant pieces that it doesn't matter 10 years from now, 20 years from now, those pieces are still gonna be able to ring out and hold their own. So that was beautiful, Queen.
Thank you.
All right, so you already know we're gonna come back around so you can tell us about the book and stuff. Tap in and stay around, man. Let's go. My next guest, y'all, last but definitely not least, man. This queen right here, she's squad, no cap, and one of my favorite poets out here. So much that on first contact, I had to have her dopeness on the corner. So I went and asked her like straight, yo, what you doing next week? She was like, next week? I was like, yeah, next week. I ain't get her that week, but in the universe, it finally dropped down, y'all. Y'all done seen the flyer running before tonight, and she finally about to tap in on the show, man. Y'all welcome Ja Rhymes.
Riddle me this. This is a riddle, so riddle me this. The year is 2023. Why are we still being lynched? Rhetorical question. See, we all know the answer to that. It ain't no need for second guessing. Racism, and it's alive and well. Free since 1865, if you can't tell. You see, so I'ma say y'all names until I get this pressure off my chest.
Flipping, what up? What up? Can you hear me?
No, I got you now. What's up?
Okay, man. Everything, man. I was just telling it was a whole vibe. The first time I saw you, you spoke with so much power that even the other poets in the room was kind of intimidated to go after you. You know what I'm saying? So I knew then that you was a force to be reckoned with, man. And you've been doing major things. You've been traveling around doing your poetry, and you was just on my man's show. Let's talk about what you done had going on, John. Let's get into it.
What's up, man? So yeah, I just opened up for Michael Collier over the weekend. Did 2 of his shows at the Orlando Improv. Great experience, great vibes, great crowd, man.
Can't go wrong with that, man. And how did that feel just to get up there and rock the stage your way, like doing your thing?
It was beautiful. Anytime you can be an art and you ain't got to censor all your stuff, what I mean, is great. You can just give it to them raw. So yeah, man, it was a better experience.
Yeah, independence. Same thing we doing right here on this show right here. We talking about it and we getting into it. So what's the first piece you gonna hit us with, Ja?
First piece I'm gonna hit y'all with is actually what you just played for him. Riddle me this. Let's just get this thing started.
Oh, that's one of my favorites, man. Somebody else was in the comments too. Like, I love this poem. There it is right there. I think I might have even skipped over it. I mean, I be in the comments, man. I be with it. So, yo, let's go. Let's do this thing. Let me get myself up out of here.
This is a riddle, so riddle me this. The year is 2023. Why are we still being lynched? Rhetorical question. See, we all know the answer to that. It ain't no need for second guessing. Racism. And it's alive and well. Free since 1865, if you can't tell. You see, so I'ma say y'all names until I get this pressure off my chest. Like white America, we can't breathe, so get your boot up off our necks. Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and the rest, begging and pleading for his mother as he takes his last breath. So listen, are you down? Are you ready? Because black people are tired, but I promise that we ain't scary. With the spirit of our ancestors brewing within our bellies. You see, we haven't forgotten what you did to our ancestors. Chained and beat down, sold from oppressor to oppressor. Young black queens being used for nothing but pleasure. Husband to a wife and he can't even protect her. Do you see the bigger picture? We've been robbed of our culture. Dangerous like a stomach is to an ulcer, like fresh clay to a sculptor. We've been molded, blindfolded, put on slave ships and floated, beaten black, blue, purple, and swollen, but you call your ass comfortable. You see, I'm not comfortable. I'm hungry like Cocaine is to a junkie like a zoo is to a monkey, like stank is to funky, a camel toe to a chick that's chunky. I'm hungry for success. Never been broke, but I know what it is to have less. You see, they'll never equal the playing field because they see us as a threat. Not because of the color of our skin, but because of the power that melanin possess. See, truth be told, we're kings and queens. Good for the soul like mac and cheese, baked beans, and collard greens. You see, so I refuse to be content. Modern day slavery and my people were still being lynched. KKK dressed in blue, beating our faces into the cement. You see, they trying to bury us, but they don't know that we some seeds, a little sunshine, a little water, black people, with the roses that grew from concrete. You see, so I really need y'all to listen like Sunday dinner in Big Mama Kitchen. We gotta win. You see, we owe it to ourselves not to accept no for an answer, like a stripper pole to a dancer, like a baby to a fresh pamper, like budding seeds are to a planter, Wakanda forever to Black Panther. We gotta win because we got too many people to make happy, like ourselves, our ancestors, our mamas, and our daddies. So if you want it, go get it, because ain't nobody handing us nothing. 400 years of hunting, and we're the ones being hunted. So take that anger, rage, and pain and go after your future. Like a young man with no money who goes after a cougar. Like white girls with no ass going after a job at Hooters. See, privileged white America, you'll never understand the conversations that we must have with our young black women and men. Like hands on dashboard, no sudden moves. Yes, sir. No, sir. Don't get defensive. Just do whatever you got to do to get home alive because we want to see you again. You see, I don't think y'all understand, but you should be glad that we want equality instead of motherfucking revenge. So this is a riddle. Riddle me this. The year it's 2023. Will we ever stop being lynched?
Did you say that shit? I said that shit, but somebody said that shit, because that shit was said and I liked it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I like that shit too, Shem. That fool that just spoke the truth for real, for real. That's what's facts, man. When did you write the poem and what inspired the piece?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I wrote this in 2021, maybe 2020, but it came behind the George Floyd killings and all the different types of police brutality. So it was like, man, I got to speak on it. I can't just keep watching stuff on the news and not speak on it as an artist. That's what we do. You know,
Facts. You gotta let that pen leak.
Right.
Sometimes our pen leaks so our eyes don't. You know what I'm saying? And people don't get that it's therapeutic. Everything we do is therapeutic. I love the fact that everybody up here came and did their own pieces about liberation and about injustice. And that piece, just like the other Queen piece, will be relevant. Sadly, it's still relevant. After you wrote it 2 years ago, today you can read it tomorrow and people are still going to hit the same way because we're still going through the exact same things, which is sad. But as much as we talk about it and as much as we let it come out, then we don't have that anger to build up like you talked about, because we could come from the other side of the track and the other side of the corner, and that ain't a pretty coin to be sitting on. So I definitely appreciate the fact that you let your pen leak so that nothing else did. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, man. Thanks.
You definitely got to come back on, Ja. You already know what it is, where I was trying to get you on here. So I'm definitely enjoying the piece. We're going to bring the king back up around so he can hit us with his second piece, man. Let's go. King.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh my
man,
God,
are you ready
man.
This room is crazy
It's
tonight. It's
cracking.
bananas.
For real.
I'm trying to tell you, yo, it's
real.
going down. So I'm excited to have you back up. But yo, y'all making it hard already. Y'all is literally making it hard for the spotlight. Y'all making it hard for the rewind.
Man.
I got people already in the comments voting, putting their vote in. So I know this thing's gonna go huge in the room, man. So I'm glad you're enjoying the vibe on here, especially since this is your first time really tapping in to the show itself, man. This is great, man. This is great. I'm loving it. So that last piece that you gave us, have you thought about putting out a book? Because everybody on here at some point is thought about putting their works out so that people can actually tap in and know where to find them. Have you thought about presenting yourself?
I have. I just got real serious about it as of lately. So I'm definitely gonna link up with the sister because she already got the. My thing is, if it ain't broke, I ain't gonna try and fix it. You got something that's working, man. Let me go and ride with you. I ain't got no problem with
Hey,
that.
oh, I definitely reached out to a new form friend today about trying to get mine done. So I already know that's what the corner is about. You see how you just said I'm gonna reach out to the queen? That's what it's for. It's for us to reach one, teach one, and to grow together. And I promise you that queen ain't gonna shoot you down when you come at her because that's how she moving. You know what I'm saying? So you
Right.
already know when we come up in here that everybody else say the back channel, I'm gonna give y'all a couple minutes so y'all can, you know what I mean, make sure that y'all exchange our information so that we can make this happen. Because the next time you come on here, I want to be hearing about this book that you got coming out. You heard me.
Facts.
You know what I
Facts.
mean? I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push you too. Same way everybody pushing me. So what's the second piece you're gonna give us?
Man, I'm gonna give you. Man. Look, I'm gonna follow the mode of the queen. Sure, I'm gonna give you the piece that you got the snippet of that everybody hearing. It's from a king's heart, and this
Hey, well,
piece,
let's go, King.
man.
Let's
Let's
do it.
see. From a king's heart. I am a king. Now, this statement alone is heavy. I'm telling y'all that a king's crown on the wrong shoulders is deadly. So much so that many men refuse to wear it. Many have died, switched sides, even committed suicide, unable to bear it. This world makes it hard. Because as a man, I am expected to be the expression and image of what many call God. No, it's not my head that's heavy, y'all. It's my heart. Impossible mission from the start. Because as a black man, I am expected to be the stunt double, the extra, play every single part. No cruise like Tom. And as a king, I know that I've inherited the very spark of God. So I'm forced to walk on troubled waters, turn that water to wine, heal the sick, give sight to the blind, raise the dead. And from the start, this is the very spark that introduced light to the dark. I am a king. And many times I have failed to reach this mark because this world is so cold that it keeps raising the bar. Expectations stretched and pulled to be fetched out way too far. And it's sad. It's really sad because of this. In these times, men would rather be queens than kings, racing toward the crown of drag. And this is no shade to my community that waves that colorful flag. But when I was a child, I was told not to be sad, not to cry. Otherwise, I'd be called a fag. And this went on from school to work with a whole list of do's and don'ts, wills and won'ts, like keep your head up, stick your chest out, be a man. Don't use umbrellas. We don't drink from straws. We wear belts with our pants, but not nobody see your drawers. And we wear ties with our shirts. And you bet not shed a tear, no matter how bad it hurts. And if you scared, go to church, which we're learning nowadays was way, way worse. From the black mega church preacher to the host of cardinals, bishops, pastors, and popes that violated the innocence of millions of little boys and girls that came to them first when they was hurt. I can stand here in my growth and share with y'all just a portion of my very own mirror work. See, I lost my innocence at the age of 6 to a girl who was 14 at the time. And though this lasted till I was almost 9, that very first day still plays vividly like it was yesterday in the back of my mind. And I'll be 44 next month. But at that time, everybody gave me accolades and high fives, not recognizing that I was traumatized as they were telling me it was okay to be raped. And after a while, I just didn't talk about it. I stand here as a master force, certified life coach, intensely trained to help you heal from that very same pain if you hurt, because I had to do the work to heal first. Now, as a king, I know this is something you really don't want to talk about. So just allow me to start as I give you a portion of the pain and anguish that comes from a king's heart. That's that picture.
Well, no, it ain't no fireman, but that shit was fire, man.
Yes, that shit was fire, Shem. He just definitely spoke on some king shit. And you know what had me laughing when you did the poem No Cap? I got 5 kings, right? So the part when you was talking about no straws, sit up, back straight, I was like, yo, if I don't say that same joint to my sons, the only thing I don't say to them is they're able to use their emotions. You know what I'm saying? I know that kings don't have that outlet that everybody else seems to have to be able to express themselves. So I definitely allow my kings to be able to express themselves. But if they acting like itchabays, I let them know that too now. You know, it's only so far they don't, you know what I mean? You got to tighten up still. You can't move up your emotions, king. You know what I mean? That's not how you move. You know what I mean? You still got to reside in them facts and what's going on in your life. So I definitely appreciate you putting that out there because, man, so many people are just even scared to talk about what you talk. You hit something that is very heartfelt for so many men out here because nobody gets to talk about the fact that little boys are turning to men way too soon too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you hit that and the fact that you're willing to allow people to heal and help them heal from that because that's something that you've been through, that's powerful, my brother. So you keep moving in them footsteps and you keep reaching out to other kings and kings are supposed to lead.
That's the goal. That's the whole goal of the piece.
Hard.
That's the whole goal of the piece, man, to let people know, look, man, this piece was inspired by a life coaching event. I was inspired to talk on a panel to get information for kings. You know, you always hear about what the female feels like or what the queen feels like in the situation, but what is the king feeling like? What is he going through? What's his outlook on it? You know what I mean? No one really wants to know about that. You know, we expected to just shut up and act tough and just not allow our emotions to even show that we actually hurt. It's pain in his heart. You know what I mean? You may not see it, but it's there. So that's why I like. That's why
I love having king poets on the show because for a little bit they get to show their vulnerability. Some of them not scared to show that their pen actually leaks just like everybody else. So I appreciate you coming on here and showing a piece of your heart to us and letting that thing bleed. Don't go nowhere. You already know because I got to connect you with the queen as well. But we about to bring this thing back around. She about to come back up here and tell us about this wonderful book she got. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. Can I get a shameless plug out there for Word Up Wednesday?
Man, hell yeah. Because I said something. I said something earlier about it. I said he got his own Wednesday show. I don't know where to find it. He didn't tell me where to find that shit. So where are you, sir? Tell us where to find it.
Every third Wednesdays at Bobo Emporiums. It's in Chicago. It's like right off 92nd and Cottage Grove. Man, shout out to the Bobos. They like my inspiration. Like I got a whole team of people from Black Ice, Geronimo, you know, Lincoln County, you know, MVP. Got to give it up to all of the ones that rock with me. You know what I mean? Then it's been I mean, it's so many that don't get noticed. You know, Z Nicolay, you know, and I'm honored to be in this, to just have this platform, to be on this platform, just to say, look, hey, come out, man. If nothing else, rock with me.
All right, man, y'all heard it. If y'all in the Chicago area, man, make sure y'all tap in with the king every third Wednesday. I think I heard him say he don't give a damn if you rocking the mic with poetry or you coming up there making an ass of yourself clowning on something. We got comedy, we got poetry. Let's put it together and let's get this thing going. Y'all make sure y'all support the king. All right, king, I'm definitely going to bring you back around, man. So y'all got it right there. Y'all know I be happy on the trigger finger, man. My trigger finger be itching sometime. I be having to do what I got to do. Let's bring the queen back up here so she can tell us about this book, y'all. I'm excited to hear about it because I got to get my copy. So queen, where can I find your actual book?
You can find my actual book by contacting me via Facebook, via Instagram, Tribal Rain, TRIBALRAINE. You can email me, tribalrain@gmail.com. The book is called Portraits of My People, my latest book. It is a small tabletop book with photos in it, and it basically talks about the different stories and aspects of my heritage.
Okay, so they get back to the roots a little bit through poetry with you. Oh, you can't go wrong with that, man. I'm trying to tell you, that's one of them books sound like you need to take your shoes off, go out there and find you a nice spot in the park and get it in. So is the book corner prices? What we talking? Because I got to get me one. So I need to know if I need to save up or something.
The price is $15. And If you order the book within the next week or so, all of the proceeds will be going to the Paul Cuffey Abolitionist Center, which myself and my husband run. I am the acting chief financial officer, and everything will be going to the PCAC. We
All
are
right.
dedicated to educating folks about the 13th Amendment and having that exception clause removed.
That is going to be great, man. Y'all already heard. If you buy the book, the queen ain't even trying to pocket the money, yo. She's trying to take it and refurnish it and put it back into something that's going to help us as a culture, as a community, as us, y'all. So y'all already know, man. Tap into that book because I'm definitely going to get me a copy. I hope y'all do the exact same thing. Queen, I'm going to ask that you do me one quick favor before you start your piece. Move your camera down because I didn't like the words that was covering your mouth. I want your mouth to be able to be seen because these comments are flying. And once I pull you down, your mouth was like right there with the words. So I want people to be able to know, you know what I mean, that that mouth and them words is coming, you know what I mean, with this power. So let's get to it, man. Let's do it. I'm out.
This poem is called Lost Voices. Lost voices are silent voices. Voices stilled by acts of ignorance, conscious dissidence, and dare I say it, outright fuckery. We lost our voices when we lost our histories. Now all we have left are discontinued memories that were stolen during the diasporas, trapped and chained along the trail of tears, until swept up and over, not a trace remains for even the buzzards to pick apart. Lost voices are still voices. Voices trapped within the confines of betrayal and denial, whipped into silent submission, afraid to step up or speak out against the atrocities, the lack of humanity that we as human beings continue to put one another through. We are the reviled children of a darker mother, seeds of misdeeds performed by a father who has picked up his tools and turned tail to run. Only there's no place to run to. This right here is it. We are the bastardized offspring of our slave owners who still keep us in chains, locked up in pens, for any multitude of imagined sins or simply because it is the will of the day. And the slave catchers just woke up that way. Steeped in hatred and violent tendencies, they say evil walks among us, and I guess it's true. Just look at the evidence that walks among you. Take note of the deep-rooted fuckery. Deeds done in the dark, kissing the light of day, but shh, if you ignore it, maybe it'll go away. And we begin to process the seeds that are there. Lost voices are slain voices. Voices muffled by years of asphyxiation and cries in the night. Choking back screams and cries in the night. Watching as crosses were burned, bodies were tortured, and innocent folks were hung from trees. Left to swing in the breeze of a noonday sun. And nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Genocide still exists. Crosses still burn. Black bodies still hang from trees. And the streets still run red with brown and black blood. And for all intents and purposes, everything's the same. And our voices are still being silenced in the land of the free and the home of the slave. Peace.
Boy, you sure ain't right that, because that shit right there was facts, 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 facts.
Home of the slave. Yo, I just knew you was finna say brave, and I was over here finishing for you, like, and you was like, and you killed it. I was like, oh, yeah, she is definitely on point. So are these pieces part of the book?
Yes, they are. These pieces are part of that book and part of the previous one before that called Ink Stained Rivers. And that one is $10.
So you have 2 books out.
I have 8 books out.
Oh wow! I'm talking about the 8 wonders of the world. She got them, y'all. I'm over here slipping. I'm over here like 1 book, 2 books. She say 8 books. She got 8 books. So y'all tap in. Each one of them. What? Tell me, can you run it down? I mean, I know we ain't got much time. We might go a little over. Can you kind of run down the books for me a little bit?
Yes, I have Out of the Ashes into the Wind, Portraits of My People, which is the newest one, Shades of Blackness, Shades of Grace, Diaspora's Children, Slippery When Wet, and The Love Slave Chronicles.
I'm trying to tell you, look at people on the corner like, damn, 8? Yes, bro. She said 8. She got more books than I got kids that or almost. If she, you know what I mean? I could try to catch up to her, but you know what I mean? Nah. But I love the fact that you've been doing this so long, 8 whole books. That's wonderful, Queen. Please don't go anywhere, man. We got to come back. I got to tap back in so I can figure out how to get these books as well when we get off of here. So stick around, man. Y'all know I'm about ready to close this show out, y'all. We down to the last couple minutes, so y'all know I got to bring the peoples back up here so she can close this thing out in true form and fashion, because this show tonight, y'all, woo, this show tonight has been phenomenal. Yo, no cap. Every week it seems to get better and better. And that ain't no hats off to nobody who been on the corner. Because the corner been pushing some dope, y'all. We've been pushing, and tonight ain't no different. Y'all ass gon' OD, y'all keep fucking around with the corner. And that's my plan. That is exactly my plan. So, Ja, let's get into it, man. What's the last piece you finna bless us with tonight?
I'm gonna go ahead and throw vulnerable on y'all, a little heart to heart. So let's go ahead and jump into that thing.
Well, let's get out of here. That's me, that is.
I just want to cut up, act a fool on this poetry, take off and make y'all shut up. You see, because I put my heart, tears, and pain into this. Each and every rhyme, each and every time, I leave a piece of me on this paper. You see, I'm not asking for no handouts or no favors. I'm chasing my dreams because failure ain't in my nature. You see, I fight for this, cry for this, damn near lay down my life and die for this. You see, because I've buried way too many people for me not to attack this with the passion. And some of you think you can understand, but I promise you could never, ever imagine. You see, my pain runs deep. It's crazy how pain can run deeper than any love, but it's true because that's my story. Preacher's kid. So even in the midst of the storm, I still give God the glory because I know it's a way out. You see, I was never comfortable with being in a box. So don't judge me for my black skin, my sexuality, or my locks. You see, because all I can do is be me. But how do I be me when I don't even know who I am? Truth is, I've taken so many losses that most I never be able to comprehend. A lot of foes that were once friends stabbed me in my back and had the audacity to want to make amends. See, good love is bad love if that shit is all pretend. That dead weight will bring you down, so you got to cut off them loose ends. Truth hurts, but sometimes you got to lose to win again. And that can be a tough pill to swallow. But it's so easy to be a leader in a world that only wants to follow. You see, I really don't think y'all understand my aggression. This poetry is going to be my way out. I guarantee you it's my blessing. I regurgitate it from my intestines like a 4-year-old with questions, a politician in an election, Viagra to an old horny man with an erection. They say practice makes perfect, so I guess I'm striving towards perfection like a teacher with a lesson. Butterflies in my stomach like the first day of high school and I'm a freshman. You see, and some of y'all watching me just to see if I'm a fall, so I promise you better be careful. You see, my God is sensitive about me. I'm just trying to warn y'all that I am special. You see, my daddy always told me, be careful, because everybody can't kiss your baby. And since I'm pregnant with this poetry, I got to stay my distance. I need safety. You see, because I don't know where your lips been, and I don't know if you wash your hands. Got to be careful of wolves in sheep's clothing. You smell like soap, but you ain't cleansed. Just because you in church don't mean amen. You see, so I got to protect this poetry like a father would protect his children, like a major corporation who protects their billions. Because if we ain't building, we destroying. And everything sweet eventually starts spoiling. You see, and I know I was put here for a purpose, possibly poetry, but I ain't for certain. So I'm gonna let this poetry grow deep down in my ovaries, big, strong, and tall. I've been eating my groceries. You see, life is not a spectator sport, and I did not enter to lose. You see, I'm too worthy, I just refuse. We all have a choice, so what will you choose? See me, I gotta win.
Boy, I feel you on that shit. That gave me chills. Ooh, wait.
Man, it definitely gave me chills, Shim. That was a way to close out the show. The passion that you got about your poetry, baby. I can say I got that too. You sure I ain't write that shit? Wait a minute. Shim just came out a little bit. Shim just came. It's me. But yo, that was definitely dope to flick, man. I love the way you expressed that poem. Both of those poems you did have to be some of my favorite ones that you done did, man. So I appreciate you coming through and blessing us with that baby that you having, man. And that baby, that growth on that thing, bro, is looking beautiful, man. That ass, that shit's growing up strong. For real. Thank you again for tapping in, man. Y'all already know what it is. We're going to come back around. Man, y'all know how we end this thing, man. Yo, wake up with gratitude so it shows in your attitude so you can reach those major latitudes. And we out. Yo,
Y'all know tomorrow Keynote's gonna be doing her little foo-foo dance to thank everybody for tapping in and coming and shit. So I'm gonna thank myself now, because that just ain't my type of party. Not even this month right here. Y'all know I like some down in the valley where the hoes get naked. So I just want to thank my damn self for a good show. Let's go!